Are the Toronto Maple Leafs on the verge of a game-changing trade that could elevate them to new heights this season? With the trade deadline looming less than a month away, fans are buzzing with anticipation as rumors swirl about a crucial addition to the center position. The stakes have never been higher, and the pressure is on GM Brad Treliving to make a move that could redefine this team's chances. Will he pull the trigger before another contender swoops in? Stick around as we dive into the latest insights from NHL insider Darren Dreger. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button to stay in the loop with all things Maple Leafs. As we dive into the latest updates surrounding our beloved Toronto Maple Leafs, it's clear that anticipation is building among fans. The trade deadline is creeping up, and everyone is on the edge of their seats, hoping that Brad Treliving will make that big move to bolster our roster. However, as Darren Dreger from TSN pointed out, we might have to keep waiting a little longer than we hoped. The Leafs are actively scouring the market for a center, which is a critical need given the current landscape of the Eastern Conference. It's pretty remarkable how open the East feels this season, and it's hard not to get excited about our chances if we can land the right player. Dreger has placed the Leafs at the top of the list of intriguing teams looking to make a deal, and it's easy to see why. We're a solid team, but adding that skilled centerman could be the key to unlocking our full potential. Yet, there's a catch. As Dreger mentioned, the asking prices are skyrocketing right now. And while it's reassuring to know that Treliving isn't willing to mortgage our future for a third-line center, there's that nagging fear that we could miss out on a key target because another team acted quicker. Do you think this was the best decision? Honestly, I'm torn. It's a delicate balance between making a bold move and preserving the long-term vision for the team. The good news for us, the Leafs Nation, is that our organization is deeply involved in the trade discussions. That's a relief. We can expect some action at or before the deadline. But with the prices likely to drop as we approach March 7th, it seems like a game of patience might be in play here. It's a gamble. And as fans, we just have to hope that Treliving plays this hand wisely. I know we're all itching for a major announcement, something that sends shockwaves through the league. But we also have to be realistic about what we have and what we're willing to give up. It's about striking the right balance between now and the future. While we all want to see a splashy trade that could elevate our team, the foundation we've built needs to be preserved. As the days count down, I can't help but think about how critical this period is for our team's dreams and aspirations. Every decision made in these next few weeks could define our playoff run. Will we finally break the curse? Will this be the year we lift the cup? The hope is palpable, and it's fueled by the belief that Treliving will make the right moves. And you, what do you think? I want to hear your opinions down below. Are you confident that we'll land a top center, or do you feel we might be overly cautious? This is a pivotal moment for the Leafs, and your voices matter in this discussion. Let's debate the potential players on the market, the asking prices, and whether or not they're worth it. As we dive into the latest buzz surrounding Mitch Marner, it's hard not to feel a mix of excitement and concern. According to Elliot Friedman, there's a chance that Marner could be on the move from the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the Chicago Blackhawks are emerging as a potential landing spot. Now, let's unpack what that could mean for both Marner and the Leafs, and why I'm feeling a little torn about this possibility. First off, let's talk about Connor Bedard. This kid is a generational talent, and he's currently in the midst of a rebuilding project in Chicago. He's already shown flashes of brilliance, racking up 49 points in just 55 games. But here's the kicker. He doesn't have a superstar to play alongside. Imagine the chemistry he could develop with Marner. Marner is one of the best playmakers in the league, capable of threading the needle in tight spaces. Pairing him with Bedard could create one of the most dynamic duos in the NHL. That speed and skill, it's a match made in heaven. But let's not kid ourselves. The Leafs have been facing some serious cap issues, which complicates the whole situation. If Toronto decides to part ways with Marner, it's not just about unloading a hefty salary. It's about the potential impact on the team's dynamics. Marner brings an energy and a unique flair to the game that's hard to replicate. He's not just a scorer, he's a playmaker who elevates the game of everyone around him. Now, if Marner were to land in Chicago, it would definitely shake things up. The Blackhawks have struggled offensively in recent seasons, sitting near the bottom of the league in goals scored per game. Adding Marner would not only fill that playmaking void, but also relieve some of the pressure off Bedard. Right now, Bedard is carrying a huge weight on his shoulders, and having Marner could change everything. Chicago's power play has also been lacking, and with Marner's exceptional skills, he could transform that unit into a force to be reckoned with. I keep circling back to the leadership aspect. Marner, despite his youth, has established himself as a key part of the leadership core in Toronto. He's been through the highs and lows, he knows what it takes to compete at a high level, and he's shown a commitment to winning. If he were to bring that same mentality to Chicago, it could help guide their young core through the growing pains of rebuilding. His competitive spirit and ability to keep emotions in check are traits that any young team can benefit from. But here's where my heart gets heavy. Marner is a fan favorite in Toronto, and seeing him go would be a tough pill to swallow. He's been a part of the fabric of this team, and there's a certain magic that comes with watching him weave through defenders and create scoring opportunities. Do I think this is the best decision if the Leafs do decide to trade him? Honestly, I'm torn. On one hand, it could open up new possibilities for the Leafs, perhaps giving them the cap space to build a more balanced roster. On the other hand, losing a player of Marner's caliber is never easy, especially when he's so integral to the team's identity. And let's not forget about the emotional aspect of being a Leafs fan. We invest so much into this team, and every decision feels personal. It's a roller coaster of hope and despair, and this potential trade is no different. If the Leafs move Marner, we have to ask ourselves, what does that mean for our chances? Are we ready to embrace a new chapter, or are we risking losing something special?